Like I don't know if there's like 50-year-old emos, Like they were more like Marilyn Manson fans.
If you're an elder emo, but I'm 34, what am I?
You're a senior now.
How long were you guys in a relationship for?
It was like a year, but for like gay people, it's a really long time.
I always say in gay years, it's 5. If it's lesbians, 1 year is like 15 years.
Yes, like
But I love to see the people who were shit on, who still put themselves out there creatively and then turn those shit talkers into supporters.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I hope you're right.
No, I will be fucking right. I'll do whatever it takes.
Yes, yes.
Welcome to Unshut, a place where if at any point you feel like you need to shut the up, don't. Perfect. How's your day going?
Long. How was yours?
Pretty good.
I can't see on Mondays.
No, you're over it today.
Yeah, I was over it when I woke up.
You were like, all right, I'm ready to go
Yeah,
back to bed.
yeah, no, literally, literally.
Awesome. Well, welcome, Nick, to Unshut. Are you ready to talk all things you, basically?
Yes, I love talking about myself.
Is that your favorite topic?
Definitely.
Where are you from originally?
Chicago. I'm from Chicago.
Born and raised?
Yes, my whole life. I just moved to New Jersey in June, so I've been here for like 7 months.
Nice. Why New Jersey?
I just wanted to change, really. Think I'm going to LA next, so just kind of I want to get every coast.
There you go. Had you ever been to New Jersey before making the move out there?
I'd been to New York. I wouldn't recommend it.
Not a big fan already.
No, I'm not really feeling it.
Have you been to LA before?
Yes, I love LA.
Definitely West Coast is the best coast. I'm from the West Coast, so I
Are
agree with
you?
that. Yeah, I grew up in LA.
Yeah, I'm thinking of like Koreatown. People keep telling me no, but I don't know.
I love it there.
Somebody was like strongly like suggesting I don't go there, but I don't know, I like it.
I mean, listen, LA is going to be crazy in so many different ways, so it really doesn't matter. You'll be
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, yeah.
I've obviously have done some research, right? I've been scoping out your TikTok, your Instagram, just trying to get to know you a little bit more. So
Okay.
something I want to ask you about is like, how far back do you remember going back being a fan of like the emo pop scene?
It started with Avril Lavigne and Green Day. Avril Lavigne was first when I was like 5. That's when her first album came out. I was obsessed with it. I would like, it's literally on my wall. I would like take the lyric booklet that came with it and like try to write my own songs based on the lyrics in there. And then my grandma, she actually showed me Green Day. And then I got obsessed with Green Day, and that's kind of when it started.
What about in high school? Like once you got a little bit older, you had already, discovered Avril Lavigne. What was your music taste like then?
So in high school, so I was really into it in middle school. Middle school was like Mayday Parade, Pierce the Veil, that kind of thing. Mayday Parade like never left, but I kind of chilled on the other bands, and I was really into like Kesha and Avril. Avril and Mayday Parade never left like my field of view. But I'm still a huge fan of Kesha, but I was really into Kesha. And yeah, that's kind of what I listened to in high school.
Did you ever watch that episode of Teen Mom where that girl Janelle was like trying to skip out on her court date to go see Kesha?
Yeah, 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 and I get it. I get it. Like her shows are really fun.
I've never seen her live. Have you ever seen Avril live?
Oh my gosh, yes, I've seen Avril live. I saw her, she was my first concert. I saw her like back in the day. And then I've seen her a couple times since, and I'm seeing her in May in LA.
Is that the one she's doing with the Simple Plan?
Yes, yes, I'm so excited.
I'm so excited too. I'm going in Nashville, hopefully in
Oh,
September.
I hope you love it. I think All Time Low is going to be at my show. But I mean, I love All Time Low too.
Would you ever try to skip a court date to see Avril?
Skip a court date. I would probably make up a lie. Yeah, I would try. I don't think I would say it's because I want to see Avril Lavigne, like, but I would definitely try my hardest to get out of that skip a court date. Yeah, yeah.
I feel like gay artists typically fit in a very specific category. So, something that really excited me about your sound and discovering your music was that you were simply doing music. And I didn't really know how to question this or how to really put it into a sentence. But, like, in the gay scene, like, usually you've got recording artists who they'll stick to like the cat cat boom type of
Yeah,
sound. Like,
yeah,
it's very
yeah.
specific. And I
Mhm.
feel like we haven't really had this upcoming era of gay artists simply simply doing music, not necessarily it being labeled as a gay artist. Do you feel like you're behind that big industry move right now that could potentially be that, where gay artists simply are just artists?
I would hope, one, I appreciate that because, yeah, I do feel like I'm just making music, you know what I'm saying? And I know exactly what you're talking about. And it's like no shade or like disrespect to any of those artists making that kind of music. But I do feel like for the most part, if you're gay, you are kind of like you make pop music, right? And that's it. And you can't really make anything else. Or if you are queer, like doing rock music or any other kind of genre, it's you're not as queer as the pop artist that's doing music. Like you get what I'm saying? So I would hope that I'm at the forefront of that. I mean, like, I just want to party, I just want to rock, and I just want to make good music. And I happen to like guys, you know what I'm saying?
I love that. I was scrolling on TikTok and I came across like an ad with your music on it, literally saved it onto my camera roll. And I remember telling my partner how pissed I was because I'm like, how do you preview a song like this, but I can't put it in my fucking car yet? Like, I was so pissed. I'm a lot older than you. I'm 34. And I feel like this song, this snippet of this new song you're putting out, it really took me back to like Ashley Simpson, like Ashley Parker Angel trying to break into this emo pop sound that they gave us, but we allowed it to flop, even though they were low key bops. And so they never continued pursuing it. And so I felt like something was just like, yes, like finally we're getting this again.
I love that you said Ashley Simpson. She's right there. Ashley Simpson is right there. That's like right up there with Avril for me. I love that bitch. She does not get the respect she deserves. And Ashley Parker Angel, I was obsessed with him. Oh my God. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I love that you got that comparison.
Yeah, I feel like that genre was so ahead of its time. When you go back to listen to Ashley Simpson's music now, it's so new still. It's still very modern. And I
Feels so
feel that
bad, yeah.
way, right? And so I kind of just feel like this is truly like we're coming up on this new wave of music that could potentially relive that genre for us. And I'm like so stoked for it, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'm happy that I'm a part of it for you.
Something that was very nostalgic for me was being a gay man who also I've always loved rock and roll music. I love all types of rock, pop, rock, ska punk, all of it, right? And when I heard your music, it made me feel like I either wanted to roll down my windows and drive super fast or grab like a hairbrush and channel my inner gay self and like let loose and rock the fuck out, right? So thank you for doing that. I love what you're doing with the music.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love that it made you feel that way.
Do you feel like your latest song is going to help catapult that new genre that we're talking about?
I would hope. I hope that people hear it and they love it. And I hope it does bring them back to like that time in your life that you were referring to, like when Ashley Simpson was on top of the world. But there's still kind of like a newish vibe to it. All I can say is that I hope. I wish I knew, but I hope.
Let's talk about your new song, You're the One. How did it come about? What was the writing process like, recording it, all that good stuff?
So I wrote You're the One about like 2 years ago. I wrote it like I was still like in my relationship or whatever. I just knew that it was just a shit show. Like I just knew it was a shit show and like the guy had a bunch of problems and I just knew it was over. You know what I'm saying? But he always like would kind of like gaslight me and make me feel like I was the one causing all the problems. And it was like, no, bitch, you're the problem. You're the one. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of just wanted to take that saying or phrase, like you're the one, and kind of add like two meanings to it. It's kind of like you're the one that like I love, but it's also like you're the one that's like breaking my heart. When you play the song back, at first you might like just think I'm like whining. But if you listen to it again, it's kind of like, oh no, like he's saying that you're the one with the problem. But yeah, that's what that's about. Recording it was really hard, actually. It was a hard song to sing. The chorus was like a lot. Yeah, like I like scream a bit, like it was hard to sing, but it was fun. I wrote it with my co-writers, Michael Bono and Reese Lenzo, and it was a good time.
How does an artist go into a studio knowing you've been working on the lyrics for 2 years? How does the music come into play?
My producer, Michael, he's like insane. He's so good. I'll send him like a rough demo, and then he kind of just like does his thing with it. And the only thing that I really like ever say to him is like, I think there should be like a guitar here or a guitar there. I'm more like lyrics and melody, and I kind of let them do like the music and I trust him and he makes the shit sound really fucking good.
Did he work on Hard Bitter Truth?
Yes, he's done all my music except for How to Lose a Guy, which is a song I put out like 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Oh, so you've been working with him for a minute.
Yes, yes, that's my dude. He's like, and he's so sweet and so nice. And I've worked with a lot of people since I've been doing music that like it's really just about like money. You know what I'm saying? Like he actually cares about the music and he wants the songs to be as good as they can be. And it's just refreshing to work with someone like that.
Do you feel like having that relationship with your producer and having it be evolving throughout your music is the reason why this song is such a bop?
Yes, most definitely. Most definitely. I feel like every song we do together, it gets better. Like I'm recording a new one, like as we speak. It's like halfway done. But each song just gets better and better. And I think it's just because at this point, like we've been working together like a year and a half, year. I don't know how long. It's been a minute. So it's like now we understand like where my voice can go, where it can't go, like what keys are best for me, like what kind of melodies I like. The vibe is just there now. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, for sure.
Who picks the release date?
Me, that's all me. That's all me. Yeah.
Was there something so specific about this release date for this song?
Valentine's Day. Yeah, I thought about that. I try to just keep shit coming. You know what I'm saying? I don't like, I feel like it's been a while since the Hard Bitter Truth already. So I'm like on the next one and I'm just trying to keep stuff coming out.
Yeah, I think that one came out September, October of last year, right?
October, yeah, yeah. You're the one took a minute to like get to where it needed to go. Like we were passing the lyrics back and forth for a while because like I had the demo and then I sent it to Risa and Michael and then they changed a lot of it and then I changed a lot of what they changed and then they changed more and then it was just like it took a minute to get to where it is.
Do you feel like the wait was worth it?
Yes, yes. What's crazy is like the bridge and the song that you hear now, it was actually like the chorus before, like we swapped it. It was cool how it all came together
Very interesting. When's the last time you like jammed out to your own music?
today.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's today. I listen to myself a lot. Not to sound like a douchebag, but like I'm proud. Like this is my dream. You know what I'm saying? Like when I hear my shit and especially my new stuff or like when I'm getting a mix back, like I play it nonstop because it's like it definitely like fulfills like the little boy in me that was listening to Ashley Simpson. You know, like I'm very proud.
I love hearing you say that because just literally moments ago before, we hopped on the Zoom, I was talking with my partner about your music and I'm like, I just want to get to know him more and I want to know truly how committed he is to music. And my partner was like, why? Because you're so fucking invested in it. I'm like, yes, because I love it so much. And I'm
Yeah.
like, and I feel like I have a really good ear, right? I mean, like obviously who doesn't think that, right? But I
Yeah.
feel like with some of these like unsigned artists or these new artists that I've worked with recently, I feel like I've been able to kind of predict where their sound is going, how it's going to trend. And I take a lot of pride in that. And so I kid you not, like, I don't know if you saw it too, but I DM'd you on Instagram, I emailed you. Like, I was like, I've got to talk to this kid now. So
Where do you predict I'm going?
I have a feeling you're going to break some barriers in the music industry. I feel like you're going to be the awakening that I think a lot of us have needed, not even just as in the LGBT community, I think just in general, because I think you're bringing in a sound that's fresh, but that's also nostalgic. And I feel like we've been needing that.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I hope you're right.
No, I will be fucking right. I'll do whatever it takes.
Yes, yes, yes. Let's start
I'll call
there.
the Illuminati up myself right now. I'll be like, listen, take them
Yes,
now.
sign me up. Sign me up. Like,
No, I'm like I've been so excited for this song to drop because I'm like it's definitely a game changer in my opinion. And totally I'm gonna go on a little rant even though this is about you, but something that was so refreshing to me, I had not talked about this. So this is how I know the algorithm didn't necessarily cater to what I was looking for because I had not said it out loud yet. I was journaling and I was writing about artists that had been put in a box, right? Like for example, Ashley Simpson came from a pop artist's sister who couldn't put out emo pop music because she was a girl. Right? She was a pretty girl. You had artists like Ashley Parker Angel, who came from a boy band who tried to do something on the alternative emo pop vibe, and that didn't really work out either. And so I was journaling on like, I need to find people that would typically fit in a box, but are willing to step out of that box, but do it effortlessly. That night I journaled, I got onto TikTok and I'm just scrolling and scrolling and I come across your song and I'm like, this is exactly what I've been looking for. Because
It's
I
so
feel like my whole life I've been called a poser. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like I was too feminine to like punk rock music. I was a cheerleader, then I went and had a choreography career. So what do I know about rock and roll? So I feel like the word poser kept speaking to me. And so I'm like, where are my fellow posers at? Where are they? You
Oh
know?
yeah, yeah, we're right here, we're right here. No, I get it, I get it. I went to I saw Bring Me the Horizon a couple years ago, and I was in like this, it was this cute ass fucking skirt and like this crop top that said I love emo boys. Like I looked fucking good, right? Like I was feeling it, right? And I was getting all kinds of crazy looks, and it's like, dude, we're at like a metalcore show. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not very metalcore of you to be looking at me fucking sideways. You know what I'm saying? Like we're about to watch a band that like hates religion. You know, like the way, I don't know, I don't want to say like queer people are treated. I guess you kind of could, like within this space is interesting.
Did you grow up in a very religious home?
No, thankfully.
I came across another one of your videos where you went on a rant about the whole God bless thing.
Oh my God.
And I
It's
was like,
yeah.
abso-fucking-lutely.
It's so fucking annoying. And it's like what's crazy to me is that it's really just like Christians. You know what I'm saying? And like the 900 denominations that they have. Like, don't get me wrong, like there's obviously other religions that aren't like accepting of people like you and I. But for some reason I don't feel like that's being shoved down my fucking throat all the time. Even on like the promos for You're the One, like I have like an upside down cross on and whatever. It's just how I dress, right? And like I have my reasons for wearing that and whatever. But you know, like Christians are flooding the fucking comments, and it's like you don't see like Muslim people doing this. You don't see Jewish people doing this. Like, you know, it's really just y'all.
No, it's so funny you say that too, because so I came from a Christian home. For the first time, I randomly went to a Catholic church because I was going to someone's like baptism or something like that. Don't know enough about Catholic religion. But something that I thought was really cool is that, from what I understood, is that you go through all these steps. At the end, it's basically your choice if you want to be baptized, versus in the Christian world that I grew up in, they're fucking baptizing you at like 2 weeks old.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so
they are.
I'm like, so I thought that was really cool. So it's interesting to hear you say that because I'm like, that's always been my impression too. I feel like it's so shoved down my throat. I like to think that we could all make that choice for ourselves, you know?
Like believe in what you want to believe in. Like I personally don't give a fuck. It's like when you start like shoving shit down my throat that I get irritated. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then they have the fucking nerve to like, you know, like I said it in the video. It's like, bitch, if I just walked around and said fucking happy pride to everybody, like, you know how many fucking people would lose their fucking shit? But you can tell me have a God, like God bless you and all, bitch, I don't believe in God. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a fairy tale to me, right? But you know, because it's so normalized, like I should just say like I'm ranting, but you get what I'm saying. Like,
No, rant away. That's what this is all about. It's like, because it's so true. It's like what I don't understand about it, and I think it's hilarious we're talking about this, but something that recently crossed my mind was it's interesting how they talk about this belief of this person or of how we came about, and yet there's no one greater, but yet this book that was made by someone lesser of. A
yeah.
book is man-made, they believe it to not have any errors in it. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. And when you do have a question about anything that can't be explained, it's just have faith, have faith. And it's like, I don't know. Again, if that's what you believe, like I'm not like I really don't want to make it seem like I have like such a great like I hate all Christians or I don't, you know what I'm saying? But I don't agree with it. And I think the way that it's normalized is kind of insane. Like I always tell people, like if the world ended tomorrow and it was like me and five people left and they were all kids, like bitch, I could fucking like convince them that Harry Potter was the gospel. You know what I'm saying? And I bitch, they could start the next generation of the world telling people that Hogwarts is where the creator was from. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all like, bitch, do you think I really believe that he walked on water or turned water into wine? Like, bitch, have you seen anybody do that? You know, like, it's crazy.
I always say it was probably like, so there's this flower we make Jamaica, and it's a
Okay.
flower that changes color. I'm like, it was just Jamaica all along. It was never wine.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
But yeah, so I love that. I love that you're firm on your beliefs. And I love that the message behind it is don't try to shove it down my throat if I'm too loud for you, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah. And it's just so ironic to me how like the gay people are shoving something down everybody's throats. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's really y'all, you know?
Yeah. Your latest song, You're the One, you talked about writing it for 2 years. How does someone that's writing music, creating a song, go 2 years and convert it into a song, but feel like it's not overplayed for you? How do you do that? How do you keep it fresh for yourself?
I think one, the song changed so much from what I initially had. I mean, it's still very much the same song, but I'm gonna post the demo one day. But it's just very different. It's just such a different song. So it's that's part one. And then part two, like what I wrote it about, like the relationship was like it was bad. Like I was really sad about it. Obviously, it's been some time now, but you know, music takes a while to make and to create and to put out, and it's expensive. So it's like I remember how I felt when I first wrote it and how excited I was about it. And it's like, it's new to you guys. Yeah, it's old to me, but I still want the song to have its moment because it meant a lot to me when I did write it.
How long were you guys in a relationship for?
It was like a year, but you know, for like gay people, it's a really long time.
That's 5 years.
Yeah, you know, that's like a long fucking time. You like lived with me. Like it was a lot.
I always say in gay years, it's 5. If it's lesbians, 1 year is like 15 years.
Yes. Like,
Any chances that in the future you'll release any acoustic versions of your music?
yes, most definitely. I was literally thinking about texting my producer the other day to do that. I have a couple acoustic versions recorded of certain songs. The next two songs I have coming out. So You're the One, which is out, and then I have two more that are all kind of about the same relationship, and then I'm gonna move on. But I would love to kind of do like an EP type thing where they're all in one package and there's acoustic versions.
I asked that because I heard your cover of I'm a Mess by Avril Lavigne, and I was so like, wait a fucking minute. Like, I knew you were putting out these like pop emo songs. And again, you're brand new to me, right? I haven't known your music or you for any longer than I think maybe about a week and a half. And so, still doing research on you, finding that cover of I'm a Mess by Avril Lavigne, I was like, wait a minute, I want more of this shit too.
Yeah, I love singing that song. That is such a pretty song.
Yes, I it's
But
one of my
yeah.
favorites.
I have a cover of Three Cheers for 5 Years by Mayday Parade recorded. I want to post it. Sounds really good.
What holds you back from posting it?
It kind of like imposter syndrome. You know what I'm saying? Like I think the shit's good, but it's like I'm covering songs by like Mayday Parade and Avril Lavigne. So like if I don't feel like the shit is like amazing, it's like I don't know. I get kind of scared, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like that's normal. I recently talked about on a previous episode also about how we all have our cringy moments in this industry, and
Yeah,
so I feel
I've had
like
them.
you what?
I've had them for sure.
What's your cringiest that you can think of?
I mean, I've been doing music since like 2018. So 2021 is like all that's available on the internet. Like I worked very hard to fucking get the rest of the shit off. But there was like I had songs where I was singing out of key. Like it just music wasn't good. You know what I'm saying? But I was still like kind of getting to my sound and yeah.
It's funny because like I've talked about this too, even with podcasting. I'm like, I go back and I look at my first two episodes and I'm like literally by myself. And I'm like, it's so embarrassing to see that it's like, I feel like without those cringy moments, if we can't laugh about them, then we give those fucking haters all the power. And so you recently clapped back on TikTok and read some comments that were said to you. How do you get into the headspace of hearing those comments, reading those comments?
I mean, one, like I've been doing music for so long that like I've heard it all. Like I've had the homophobic comments, I've had the you can't sing comments, like bitch, I've had fucking everything thrown at me. Like so it at this point it's like I've just gotten to a place where it's like I know I'm confident in the music. I love the music. Like and there's a huge chunk of people that love the music. Like not everybody's gonna love it, and that's fine. And the shit that they were saying, it's like so insane, you know? Like it was really like crazy. So it's a lot easier to like laugh at. When I first started doing music, it was like I would read them and like feel hurt and be like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? But it's also like I came out in like seventh grade, you know what I'm saying? Like I've been called every fucking name like under the sun. So like it's whatever.
Coming out in the seventh grade, was that willingly or was that you addressing questions that were being thrown at you, if that makes any sense?
It's crazy because I literally just told my best friend this story for like the first time. And he's been my best friend for like 5 years, but I just told him this story the other night. So it's crazy you're asking me. It was like kind of both. Like I didn't really have a lot of friends in middle school. I changed schools a little bit during that time. So I was like bouncing back and forth. Didn't really have a lot of friends. So I got cool with this one girl named Andrea, and I was very feminine, you know what I'm saying? And then I started hanging out with her friends, and they all kind of clocked it, right? That I was feminine. So they started asking me, "Are you gay? Are you gay? Are you gay?" And it's like, bitch, this was like 2009. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't just say yes right away, you know? Like, I don't even know if I had like said it to myself at that point. But I was in science class one day and they were just fucking on my ass about it. So I was like, yes, I'm bisexual. Cause you know, like every gay person like eases into it, right? With the bisexual, like first you're bisexual. So yes, I was bisexual and I never was, but I just didn't want to tell them that I was gay, you know? The fucking bell rings. And I kid you not, this bitch runs into the hallway and fucking tells like everybody. It was crazy. So next thing I know, everybody knows. And I remember Avril Lavigne had a song come out that day. She dropped a song called Alice. And I was in math class at this point, and I was like, oh my God, I just want to go home and listen to this fucking song. I was like so over the day. But eventually, like I was just like, fuck it. Like, yeah, you bitches know. Like, and by the way, I'm not bisexual, I'm gay.
How was it with relatives?
Different for like everybody. My dad was like, "Are you sure it's not a phase?" type thing. He's cool now. I don't think he liked it too much at first. My mom was cool. I'm really close with my grandparents, and they're like old school Italians. So my grandma was cool with it. My grandpa was like weird at first, but like that's my bestie. You know what I'm saying? And we talk about it all the time now. Like that's my bitch. So I love my grandpa. It was good. I had a very positive experience. I was lucky.
Where do your grandparents live now?
They're in Chicago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I miss them every day.
That is so awesome. I did not have the best relationship with my grandma. Grandparents weren't really in the picture. So every time I see old people, I'm like, oh,
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry because it's like I'm very, very thankful that like they're even still here. You know what I'm saying? And to have a good relationship with them, I feel very lucky.
yeah, that's so amazing. Especially now that you're able to kind of like, move past that whole coming out, stage of your life and still come out on top. And I think this is why I do not put up with ignorant bullshit because I even look at someone like my mom who she came from a very religious, strict household. And it's like if she can get over it and she can be compassionate and accepting, I don't understand what's everyone else's fucking excuse.
There is no excuse. Like my grandparents are like Italian as fuck, Catholic as fuck. Like they got over it. Like, like there is no reason. It's just ignorance.
How do they feel about your music?
They're super supportive. I was talking to both of them the other day about it. They've been to my shows. Yeah, I love them.
Well, you said your grandma introduced you to Green Day, right?
That was my grandma from my dad's side. The grandma I'm referring to is from my mom's side. She's really cool as well. That's my girl. I love her. I just don't see her as often because we're not in the same state. We never have been. Like she's always lived out of state.
Gotcha. Who do you show your new music to first? Who's the first person you send it to?
My best friend Eli, he is the first bitch that gets to hear it. And he's a musician as well. So like we're always FaceTiming each other, like, oh my gosh, how does this sound? Or sending each other snippets. And yeah, that's my bitch. Like he gets to hear everything.
Where's Eli based out of?
Chicago.
Chicago. Would he be making the move to LA with you?
Yes, actually, we're supposed to go together.
Really?
Yeah.
When can we expect that move to happen?
Hopefully August. That's what we're aiming for.
Hell yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. You called yourself an elder emo. So if you're an elder emo, but I'm 34, what am I?
You're a senior now.
I had a feeling you were going to say senior.
No, no, no. I was just trying to make a joke. I feel like you're just an elder emo.
I love that.
So I feel like the age range for elder emo is like anything 26 plus. Like I don't know if there's like 50-year-old emos, Like they were more like Marilyn Manson fans.
Well, I mean, I don't know if either I have more Botox than you or you have more Botox than me, but all I know is that I legit thought you were like a 19-year-old artist when I first found you.
Oh my gosh, I wish I was 19. So I wish I need Botox. Did you see these wrinkles? Oh my gosh, they're bad. All I have is lip filler, but Botox is on the way.
Oh, I'm like fucking frozen. I'm like Elsa. I'm like,
Your skin looks good though.
Thank you.
Like, yeah.
Always hydrate, but let me tell you, start now while you're young because I've been getting it for a while and it's the best.
I know. The only thing I'm worried about is that like I'm super expressive like, in my videos and stuff, and like for the promos and the music videos, like my facial expressions are like really like they are a big part of the performance, and I'm just scared that I'm not gonna be able to move my head.
That's
Like
fair. But what do you do then? Because I literally thought you were like, all right, well, if he's not 19, gotta have some sort of like routine.
I don't. My skincare routine is literally like wash my face with whatever. Like it's like fucking CeraVe. And I don't know. I feel like my skin is really bad right now. Like I have a pimple here. I have a pimple here. Like I was going through it this weekend because my I was breaking out. And my diet is trash. So I really don't know. I don't know. I appreciate it though.
Hell yeah. How do you pronounce your last name?
Karcher.
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 Okay. So if I butcher it, I'm sorry. I saw a picture of you wearing a Nick Karcher Can't Sing t-shirt. What was all that about?
So that was when I had first started putting out music. That was like around 2018, 2019. I forget what year it was. But like the main thing that I was like the criticism that I was hearing then was like, you can't sing, you can't sing. Like that's I'd heard it all the time, right? So as you can see from like the TikTok video, like I like taking what people say and like flipping it, you know, in a way. So it's like, whatever, bitch, you don't think I can sing? I'm still gonna sing. Like, you know, like that was kind of that.
Hearing the criticism from strangers is one thing, but hearing negative criticism from people that are close to you, how did you deal with that if there were any? Did you have anyone close to you that was kind of like not supportive?
Yeah, I mean, I put out a song. I've never talked about this. This is crazy. I put out a song called "What You Want to Do" in 2018. That was the song I was referring to where I was like off key and it just wasn't good. Like, you know, I recorded it like on a $10 microphone, but like I just knew I wanted to make music and like that was the start, right? And I probably shouldn't have put it out, but like whatever, I wanted to do it, you know? So I put out the song and I had some friends that were like out of state at the time and they thought it was like a joke. So I mean, yeah, like I've definitely had moments where I was like, oh, damn, you don't like it either, you know? Like, but I mean, it was a long time ago.
Isn't it always so fascinating? It's the people that really surprise you the most that are clapping the loudest for you versus the people that I thought would be supporting my journey. Like
Yeah.
they're crickets, you know?
Yeah. And there's people that like for what you want to do, like there's people that talk shit about it to like one of my best friends. And now that same person, like now that my music is obviously like exponentially better, like they're in my comments all the time. So it's just crazy, you know, and it's like I don't know if they know that like I know they were talking shit about my older shit, but it's like, you know, it's crazy how when you start doing better, then everybody's there.
I can see why people throw in the towel too early, but I love to see the people who were shit on, who still put themselves out there creatively and then turn those shit talkers into supporters.
I love that too. And I feel like that's kind of like a testament to like who can do it and who can't, you know? Because if you can get through that fucking hurdle, you feel like there's nobody really in your corner. And it's like you're just doing it because you want to fucking do it and you love it. And you can like push past that and I guess like prove yourself in a way or whatever, however you want to put it. Like I feel like that kind of means, bitch, you can do it. You just got to keep trying.
Oh, I mean, I know for me, for sure, like literally a month into the podcast, I thought about throwing in the towel. And it really was like interesting to see how some of the people that I know, how they've been pushing their music, their art for so many years. And it's like, how do you not look up to that? How do you not look up to the people that are given all the reasons, all the excuses to throw in the towel, but they fucking don't, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah. I put out a song called Satellites a couple years ago. It's gone now. You'll never, it was not good, but I put it out and it was the first day and the numbers were fucking horrible. And I remember I FaceTimed Eli and I was like almost crying and I was like, bitch, I might be done with this. I might be done with this. And I got back to reality, but it's like, that was like 3 or 4 years ago at this point. And it's like, you know, like you just got to do it if you want to do it, you know, and the people that work the hardest are the ones that get it. So.
Absolutely. I was listening to some of your older stuff too, and obviously there's been like a production change. The way the master final product is coming out, there's definitely a little bit of a difference. But I love that your evolution in your sound, it's pretty cohesive, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it would be fascinating one day to hear what those tracks do sound like, the ones that you're like no one could ever find them. You know, they're that cringy to you. But I'm like, man, like I love what you're doing so much that I'm like, give us all of it.
There were some like more like pop rock ones, more like Ashley Simpson, like Ashley Parker Angel, like Kelly Clarkson, like pop rock. And then there was like some Kesha-y ones, like Dancy. Then there was like alternative pop where it was like synths and a little guitars. It was different sounds. I was still kind of figuring it out. And then I did How to Lose a Guy, and that was like How to Lose a Guy was like, I'll never take How to Lose a Guy down. She definitely sounds a bit different than the newer ones, but I still love her because that was the first time I made a song that I felt like, okay, this is like the kind of song you've always wanted to make, you know?
I love that song.
Thank you. I love that song too. I love her.
It's okay to not always love what you put out, but eventually grow to love it. I feel like that's how you know there's vulnerability in what it is that you're doing because you're evolving with your music as well, you know?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. For sure.
And so you mentioned working on more music coming out. How many more songs can we expect in 2024 from you?
I would say 4 to 5. I have two more like breakup songs coming, and then I kind of want to step away from like the breakup stuff because I don't want to just put out the same song over and over. But it was like this breakup was like a big chunk of my life that like like I said, music's expensive. It takes a while to get out, so it's like I'm sure like if the guy that I wrote all these songs about is like seeing me put all these out, he's probably like, "What the fuck? You're still not over it?" And it's like, no, bitch, it just takes a while to make, But like I do want to move past that after these next two songs. The next one's called Blame It on the Universe. And then I have a song called It Was Never That. And then I want to do like a heavier sound.
If you could get any female vocalists on any songs, who's on your radar?
I mean, Avril Lavigne is like always going to be number one. The day I get an Avril Lavigne feature, I could die. You know what I'm saying? Like, bitch, I'm done, I want Ashley Simpson to sing at my wedding. Like, so I would love to do a song with her. I don't even think she does music anymore though. But as far as like the current girls, I would love to do a song with like Taylor Acorn or Charlotte Sands. Either one of those. I would love to do a track with them.
I love Taylor. I'm obsessed with her right now.
She's so good. So good.
She's so good. When we talk about like future projects, future plans for Nick, what can we expect from you in regards to performances? Any shows in the East Coast? Like, what's that going to look like for you this year?
So I plan to be on the West Coast by the end of the year, and that's kind of when I want to start doing the performances. And I feel like I just now am getting to a place where like I actually have enough material like for a set. So I've been kind of like holding back on them a bit. Like if I get invited somewhere to perform, I'll do it. But I haven't really been like going out of my way to perform because I didn't feel like I had enough material to perform. But we're getting there now. So by the end of the year, I'll be on the West Coast and I'll be singing over there.
That makes sense. Well, my only advice to you is if you are going to give us a snippet, anything like You're the One, just don't take too fucking long because this song, it had me on edge since the second I heard a clip of it. I was so pissed I couldn't stream it right away.
I love that. I love that. No, the next one's coming. It's not going to be like a 4 month gap. It's going to be sooner.
I have a really good feeling about what you're doing, so I'm like
Thank you. Thank
geeking.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, of course. Before we wrap it up, when you make your move to LA, I want you to be able to give yourself something to listen back to when that move happens. If at any point you're in LA and you feel like you're throwing in the towel, I can shoot you a text and be like, nah, bitch, don't forget what you said.
I would tell myself, bitch, remember how fucking bad you want this? And I'm not sure what you're going through, girl. If you're in the future, I'm sure you're probably feeling pretty fucking shitty if you think you want to go home or you want to give it up. But bitch, no, you don't. You've been through a lot of shit and you can get through this. Just do it, girl. Like, no excuses, bitch, because this is what the fuck you want to do.
Do you feel like this is what you were meant to be doing?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I feel that for you too. And I think this is why I was fangirling the second I heard you. I told my partner, and it's funny because I told you about the whole journaling thing. And then this is how I knew the algorithm wasn't like fucking with me. But I journaled about it and I told him after the fact and I showed him your music. And there was just this feeling that I had that I'm like, I have got to be one of the people he gives his time to before I can never reach him again. I'm like, I need to right now.
Oh my gosh, if I blew up too fucking tomorrow, bitch, I would get on the show any fucking time.
We'll go get fucking Botox and fillers together before your
Yes.
first set. Like,
Yup, yup. And then we'll get a drink. Well, we're not getting Botox, but we'll get a drink too.
exactly. And then of course Eli can come. Whoever Eli is, if he's good with
Yup.
you, I'm good with him.
Eli's gonna be right there. I know.
Like literally literally, like, this is just for everyone listening. Like, I am such a down bitch to where, like, in August, you're like, I don't talk to Eli anymore. I'd be like, who the fuck is Eli? Fuck him.
No. Eli's my bitch. Eli's my bitch. He's here to stay.
I love that. Well, I wish you nothing but the best. I really do have a good feeling about 2024 for you. I'm dying to continue blasting your music and living my best life with you in my car. So
Yeah.
if you wouldn't mind telling everyone where they can find you on your socials, where they can stream your music, and let's hope that maybe you get a hot stalker out of this.
Yes. You guys can follow me on every social media, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, X, however you want to say it, at It's Nick Karcher. And my new single, You're the One, is out now. You can stream that. And I have more shit coming, so stay tuned. And we're gonna piss off more Christians.
Fuck yeah, let's go. I love it. Thank you so much for being with me today, and I'm looking forward to all your future projects.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you.
No, I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Nick.
Yes, have a good night.
You too. Bye. Hey, if you've made it this far, don't forget to follow the socials on the screen or in the description below. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel. See you next week.